And Shedeur Sanders had an animated and...
After a brutal season, the Cleveland Browns have reached their breaking point. Inside reports say they're done treating Jerry Jeudy like a true WR1, and they're ready to go big by bringing in a real star to help shape the future around their rising quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. This move has been simmering behind the scenes for months, and now the front office is prepared to blow up the receiving unit and start fresh with some real firepower. Let's keep it real. Jerry Jeudy's season wasn't just bad, it was a disaster. We're not talking about a dip in production or a couple of tough games. No, this man turned in one of the worst performances of any starting wide receiver in the entire NFL this year, and the numbers are downright painful to look at. The stats tell a story that even the most loyal fans can't defend anymore, the kind of season that gets careers questioned and futures rewritten. And just when you thought it couldn't look worse, it did. There was a play, the pass goes up, right on target, and somehow Jeudy turns it into an interception. The man ended the year ranked second worst in the entire league for drops. Second worst. Out of every receiver on all 32 teams, only one dropped more passes. That's not just bad, that's a straight-up nightmare for a supposed WR1. What makes it sting even more? These weren't acrobatic sideline catches or risky jump balls. These were clean, easy passes, perfect throws that hit him right in the hands. And time after time, the ball hit the turf. When your young quarterback is fighting to find rhythm and confidence, that's the last thing he needs. The Browns have had enough, and can anyone really blame them? When you're trying to develop a promising young talent like Shedeur Sanders, you need guys who show up under pressure, make big plays, and keep drives alive. Instead,
strength. He doesn't have a guy where he's going to route you up like it's like, oh, this cat is so precise. Like, he runs timing routes and he's open. He just creates, he doesn't create a...
What they got from Jeudy was inconsistency, frustration, and drops that killed momentum week after week. His production looked more like a WR3 trying to hold a roster spot than a WR1 leading the charge. Now, Cleveland holds the 6th overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft, and insiders are whispering that Andrew Berry and the front office are eyeing that pick to land a true top-tier wide receiver. Someone who can actually rise to the moment and give Shedeur Sanders the reliable weapon he deserves. This move would finally give Shedeur Sanders the kind of elite weapon every young quarterback dreams about. It would also mark the end of Jerry Jeudy's run as the centerpiece of this Browns offense. That chapter's closing fast. Andrew Berry has been quietly orchestrating this whole rebuild, and you've got to give the man credit. He's not sitting around waiting for miracles. He's making them happen. Berry's been bold from day one. He already pulled the trigger mid-season to bring in Jamari Thrash, a move that showed he's not scared to shake things up when the formula's broken. And let's be honest, Thrash gave Browns fans something they hadn't seen in months: hope. His flashes of speed, confidence, and chemistry with Shedeur showed what this offense could look like when the right talent is in place. Now, Berry's doubling down on that vision, going all in on finding a real WR1 in the draft, someone who can transform this passing game overnight. Right now, the top priority inside Cleveland's front office is simple: protect the investment. Shedeur Sanders is their future, and they're determined to surround him with playmakers who can help him thrive. They've poured time, money, and faith into building this franchise around him, and they're not about to let sloppy receiver play tank that progress. Berry knows the rule. Young quarterbacks need guys they can trust, receivers who know their routes, catch what's thrown their way, and move those chains every time the drive's on the line. Jerry Jeudy, unfortunately, hasn't been that guy, not even close. And here's where things take a darker turn. Sources close to the locker room say this isn't just about bad numbers or a few missed catches. Word is, Jeudy wasn't willing to adapt when the Browns started reshaping their playbook around Shedeur Sanders. When a new system comes in, everyone's supposed to buy in, especially the top guys. But Jeudy, he wasn't feeling it, and that attitude didn't sit right with the coaches or the front office. As his resistance grew, his stock inside the organization plummeted. The Browns began shifting focus to other players, crafting schemes that no longer revolved around him. The message was clear: if you're not all in on Shedeur, you're out. and fans could literally see it play out on Sundays. Fewer targets, fewer snaps, and almost no involvement in critical plays. The numbers dropped, but so did the trust. And here's the kicker, the on-field problems were only part of the story. What really sealed Jeudy's fate were a few heated moments that went down during and after games. Whatever happened behind those locker room doors, it didn't go unnoticed. The Browns saw enough to realize they might already be watching the end of Jerry Jeudy's Cleveland chapter. Throughout the season, Jerry Jeudy had chance after chance to step up to be the steady veteran voice that this young, developing offense desperately needed. But when things went sideways, instead of showing leadership, he reportedly blew up on Shedeur Sanders right there on the sidelines, even when the mistakes were clearly on him. Imagine being a rookie quarterback, just trying to find your rhythm in the NFL. And the guy who's supposed to have your back starts barking in your face for his own dropped passes. That's not leadership, that's chaos. Multiple reports confirm that Jeudy and Shedeur had a heated, emotional confrontation during a game, and it wasn't pretty. The Browns' front office was furious when they heard what went down. They're trying to build confidence around a young QB, not tear it apart from the inside. The message from ownership was clear. You can't develop a franchise quarterback in a toxic locker room. Leadership matters, and Jeudy's behavior proved he wasn't the type of WR1 this team needed.
While Joe was under center here, we didn't, it's unfortunate.
But just to follow up, so then what do you think of this group of?
The guy who should have been guiding the offense was instead undermining it. And let's not forget, Shedeur's still adapting to the insane speed, pressure, and complexity of the NFL. He's learning new reads, facing elite defenses, and adjusting to a system that demands precision on every snap. That's when your veterans are supposed to step up and make things easier, not harder. But Jeudy? He did the opposite. And just when it seemed like he might cool off and move forward, he made things so much worse. In an interview that sent shockwaves through Cleveland, Jeudy straight up called out Shedeur Sanders publicly. Instead of owning up to his own poor play, he pointed fingers at the young quarterback as if he wasn't the one dropping game-changing passes all year long. The arrogance of that move stunned both the media and the locker room. You could practically hear jaws hitting the floor. For a veteran coming off one of the worst statistical seasons in the league, to turn around and blame the rookie QB, that's wild. Let's just be real, the tape doesn't lie. Week after week, Jeudy was the one struggling to get open, failing to create separation, and dropping easy, catchable balls. He was the one who vanished in big moments when the team needed him most. And then he had the nerve to publicly shift blame onto Shedeur Sanders, a kid trying to survive behind a patchy O-line and inconsistent play calling. That's not just poor form, that's career suicide in the NFL. Teams can live with a lot dropped passes, rough games, even bad stats as long as the effort and accountability are there. But what they can't and won't tolerate is a player who performs poorly, refuses to take responsibility, and then throws the face of the franchise under the bus on live mic. That's a one-way ticket out of town, and Jeudy might have just punched it himself. So when Cleveland's front office started talking about drafting a new wide receiver, this wasn't just about talent, it was about culture. They want dogs, players who put the team first, who lift their quarterback up, who grind through adversity and own their mistakes. Shedeur Sanders needs teammates who believe in him, not ones who tear him down to save face. And the Browns are making sure the next wave of talent they bring in does exactly that. The Browns are done wasting time. They want receivers who will ride for Shedeur Sanders through every up and down. Guys who'll celebrate his touchdowns with pride and lift him up through the growing pains, not ones who start pointing fingers the second things go wrong. And that's exactly why Jerry Jeudy's future in Cleveland is now hanging by a thread. It's not just about stats anymore, it's about character, attitude, and loyalty. Sure, the drops are brutal, no one's denying that. And yes, his inability to get open or make plays when it matters most is a massive red flag. But inside the building, people are whispering that the real issue isn't his hands or his speed, it's his mindset. The arrogance, the lack of accountability, and the finger pointing have rubbed everyone the wrong way. Coaches can fix footwork, they can improve route timing, but they can't fix a bad attitude. You can't coach heart, and Jeudy seemed to go missing when it mattered most.
Performance just overall and some of the progress that maybe he made with you guys on offense?
There's something that we need to fix up, as an offense as a whole. It's hard to tell coming out of the game. It may feel better than what it looked like, so we've got to watch the film and see.
Cleveland's front office knows they're standing at a major turning point. With Shedeur Sanders locked in as their future QB, they finally have a shot to build something special, something lasting. But that dream only works if they surround him with the right kind of people. They need receivers who catch everything thrown their way, who grind in silence, and who make the locker room better just by being there. Right now, Jerry Jeudy checks none of those boxes, and that's why his time in orange and brown looks all but over. The Browns aren't here to play small ball anymore. Holding the 6th overall pick in the upcoming draft, they've got a golden opportunity to bring in a real difference maker, someone with fire, focus, and the ability to change a game on any snap. Insiders say Andrew Berry is already exploring every option from top college stars to possible trade-up scenarios for a proven elite wideout. Whatever route they take, one thing's for sure, the next move will define Shedeur Sanders' future. Cleveland's ready to lock in the kind of weapon that turns potential into power and finally gives their young QB the help he deserves. If the Browns pull this off, it could completely reshape their offense overnight. Imagine Shedeur Sanders walking into training camp with a real WR1, a guy who can win one-on-one matchups, stretch the field, and bail him out when the pocket collapses. That's the kind of move that changes everything for a young quarterback trying to find his groove in the league. Cleveland's front office knows it too. They can't afford to waste another year watching dropped passes, kill drives, and shattered confidence slow down their future star. This next draft pick isn't just about talent, it's about sending a message. A message to the locker room that accountability matters. A message to fans that they're done tolerating mediocrity. And a message to Shedeur that the organization is fully behind him. They're ready to build this team around his strengths, his style, and his leadership. And that's huge because once a quarterback knows his front office believes in him, the entire locker room starts to shift. Meanwhile, Jerry Jeudy's situation keeps getting colder by the day. Teammates have noticed his energy change, coaches have started moving on in meetings, and the playbook isn't revolving around him anymore. When you lose the trust of your coaches and your quarterback, it's basically game over. Unless something dramatic happens, all signs point to Jeudy being moved, whether by trade or release before next season begins.
He's not really that great off press coverage. He's not really a 50-50 go up and contest the guy. He's not really a dude that's shifty, that can just run by you.
And that's no longer a rumor. That's the reality everyone inside Berea is quietly preparing for. But what's wild is how fast this story flipped. Just a year ago, Jeudy was supposed to be the guy, the face of the Browns receiving corps. Fast forward to now, and he's become the symbol of everything the team wants to leave behind. Inconsistency, ego, and missed opportunity. Cleveland's ready to reset, rebuild, and reload with hungry players who want to grow with Shedeur, not hold him back. And make no mistake, if the Browns land a top rookie wideout or a proven star through a trade, the entire AFC North better take notice. Because once Shedeur Sanders has a legit target who can turn routine plays into highlight moments, this offense could explode. The Browns are making bold moves and cutting dead weight. And the next chapter might just be their most exciting one yet. The writing's on the wall. Jerry Jeudy's time in Cleveland is just about done. Sources inside the organization say trade talks have already started behind closed doors, with multiple teams quietly checking in on his availability. The Browns aren't trying to start drama in public, but make no mistake, they're ready to move on and reshape this offense around players who actually fit the vision. And let's be honest, that vision starts and ends with Shedeur Sanders. The Browns believe this kid is their long-term answer at quarterback. And everything they do from this point forward will be about surrounding him with weapons who elevate his game, not drag it down. The energy in Berea has shifted. Coaches are focused on chemistry, timing, and trust, not just raw talent. Because what's the point of having athletic receivers if they can't deliver when it counts? Behind the scenes, Andrew Berry has been working the phones non-stop. Whether it's locking in a deal before draft night or using Jeudy as part of a package to move up, every option is on the table. And insiders say, Berry's got his eyes on a few game-changing wideouts prospects who can immediately step in and make an impact. We're talking explosive speed, elite hands, and that fearless mentality that Shedeur needs beside him on the field. What's wild is that this isn't just a roster adjustment, it's a full-blown culture reset. Cleveland's tired of being the team that almost gets it right. They're done wasting potential and patience. They want players who buy into the grind, who bring energy to practice, and who build each other up when the lights get bright. This next generation of Browns is about accountability, leadership, and finally turning promise into results. Jerry Jeudy had his shot, and he blew it. The drops, the blame shifting, the sideline outbursts, it all added up. But in a way, it's become a blessing in disguise. His downfall opened the door for Cleveland to rebuild stronger than before, with a new identity built around Shedeur Sanders' leadership and confidence.
With Ohio State receiver Carnell Tate and Arizona State superstar wide receiver Jordan Tyson. I think these are some great options to either the Browns could get rid of Jerry Jeudy or move him to a less.
So buckle up, because big moves are coming. Whether it's a blockbuster draft pick, a headline-grabbing trade, or a breakout rookie who turns heads in training camp, the Browns are gearing up for a new era. And this time, they're not just chasing potential, they're building it. This offseason could define the next decade for the Cleveland Browns. Everything they do from this point on will be about surrounding Shedeur Sanders with the firepower he needs to thrive in one of the most cutthroat divisions in football. The AFC North isn't forgiving, it's stacked with elite defenses, veteran quarterbacks, and coaches who eat pressure for breakfast. If the Browns want to compete, they can't afford to play it safe anymore. Andrew Berry knows what's at stake, and he's treating this offseason like a make-or-break moment. The plan is clear. Load up on weapons, fix the chemistry, and make sure Shedeur has every tool he needs to rise to the moment. Whether it's landing a star receiver through the draft, adding veteran depth through free agency, or locking down stronger protection up front, Cleveland's front office is preparing to go all in. Because here's the truth, if they nail this offseason, the Browns could flip the entire AFC narrative on its head. The right combination of talent and leadership could turn Shedeur Sanders from a promising prospect into a full-blown franchise superstar. The city of Cleveland can feel that energy building again, that sense that maybe, just maybe, something special is starting to take shape. Jerry Jeudy might be on his way out, but his exit marks a clean slate for this team. The Browns are focused on attitude as much as ability now, players who show up, put in the work, and fight for every yard. This isn't just about football anymore, it's about culture, pride, and proving that Cleveland can finally compete with the best of the best. So as the offseason unfolds, every move will matter. Every draft pick, every trade, every signing, it's all part of a bigger mission to rebuild this team from the ground up around Shedeur Sanders. The Browns know they're one big step away from breaking through and shocking the league. This offseason will be crucial for the Browns as they look to surround their young quarterback with the talent necessary to compete in one of the toughest divisions in football. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.